So this is going to be another attempt of beating Fortnite without reloading. This is my 2023 attempt. And yes, I said 23 because apparently I can't win without freaking reloading. The worst part is I have started playing worse because I'm so desperate to win. I have literally started decreasing its skill because I get nervous because I want to win so badly so I get rid of this dumb challenge. And it's not even the challenge the problem, it's the game itself, because I generally just want to do something different on YouTube right now than freaking Fortnite. The only problem with that is I don't want to give up. And if I stop the challenge to do what I want, I have given up. And I refuse to give up. So I'm going to keep doing this till I win the freaking game. And if I never win the game, this is going to be the standard on my channel for years until I do. I refuse to give up. And what I want to do right now is play a single-player story mode on YouTube, because I think that would be fun. The game I'm thinking of is one of the God of War ones, depending on which one is the first one that I can play on the PlayStation 5, that is, because I don't want to play it like PlayStation 2. And the reason I want to do that is because I have played other single-player story modes, specifically my favorite games ever, that being Jedi Survivor and his predecessor, Jedi Fallen Order, and the Spider-Man games, which Spider-Man 2 is my second favorite game of all time, only just behind Survivor. And yeah, I really just love both of those games, and I've heard so many great things about God of War, despite having forgotten most of them. Like, the only things I remember about God of War is that Kratos is the main character. He hunts gods for some reason, and he has a son. That's about all the knowledge I have. So this is going to be extremely interesting because it's basically going to be a playthrough that I have no idea what's going to happen. Well, I'm going to drop this gun anyway because I don't like it, so I might as well use it to kill the bots. And drop it. I just hope that I'll actually be able to actually win this game. Even though I really doubt it. I need a shotgun. Instead of shotgun ammo, yeah, that definitely is. I really hope you could just remove auto pickup on ammo, but unfortunately that is not a thing. I still wonder if there, like, one thing I have mentioned at one point in one of my other videos is that I think it would be great if they added a mythic boss on top of the island, which I suppose they did do now with Doom, where you can get Doom's fists powers become him, I guess. But it's not as if I wanted that. I want an actual, like, boss up there. But I suppose the next best thing, and I will not be going for it if it happens, because I can't really do the challenge if I'm Doom. I hope it doesn't spawn then, because... well, I can't myself become him. I don't really want to fight him. You know what I mean? Like, he's pretty damn overpowered, and I don't fancy fighting something that's really overpowered. And if I do end up fighting something really overpowered, well, that's just... well, then I'm just gonna die, I suppose. Unfortunately. One thing I find funny with Spider-Man 2, though, like, one of my main gripes with the game is mainly the fact that they seem to have sidelined Miles for most of the game, which I didn't like. I preferred if they was, like, completely equal. And also, please, dear God, why didn't you give me an opportunity to play as Agent freaking Venom? That would have been awesome. But yeah, I also didn't like the ending, how Peter stopped being Spider-Man. I didn't like that. I didn't like the part. I feel like you just toned it down a little, maybe. I don't know. I just don't like that part. Not the worst ending ever of like a story ever. That definitely goes to the ending of how to Train Your Dragon. Well, I was about to say How to Train Your Dragon. Troll Hunters, The Rise of the Titans. That ending was horrifying. Horrific, not horrifying. If you have watched that movie and the series is leading up to that movie, you know what I'm talking about. For those who don't, the series is focused around, well, there's three series. The first series, which is the main one that this deals with, is Troll Hunters. Tales of Acaridia, I think. The game itself, the series itself is one of the best series I have ever watched. It's simply phenomenal. And I love the series. It revolves around, I think his name is Jim. Yeah, I think his name is Jim. Who is the Troll Hunter. Well, he becomes a Troll Hunter in the series. Now, the Troll Hunter has always been a troll until up to that point. No one believes in him, basically, bothered by his mentor and his mentor's big muscle, I guess. And his best friend, that is also fat. That seems mean, but it's gonna, I guess, have an important detail later. Not important, but you know what I mean. Well, some of you do. And the fact is, the series is great, and he ends up defeating the big bad. And then the next series, 3 Below, is like aliens that came out of nowhere, and honestly feel like that should just not have happened because it was kind of weird. And I don't really... So that was kind of weird. But anyway, then the third series was called Wizards, which the worst one, I feel like it's the second best of 3, only beaten by the original. 3 Below is not beating anyone. That show was not that good. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. Now, the ending of Rise of the Titans. They just turn back time. Yeah, like, they defeat the Titans, so many characters died, and they're just like, oh, I actually don't want those characters to die. I'm just gonna turn back time to the starting point of Troll Hunters, and then give the amulet that makes Jim like get an armor that can damage trolls to my best friend, the completely unfit fat dude who couldn't even run from anybody, and have him fight evil monsters while I try to talk up to the girl I like. What the hell? Like, the whole... We even have an episode in Troll Hunters focusing around Jim realizing that if he hadn't been a Troll Hunter, the world would end. But no! Give it to the dude where the world would end, because that's a very good idea. Like, the worst part about it is the fact that, like, they don't address the fact that freaking the villains is gonna kill him in, like, a few seconds. The moment they get a chance, he is dead, and no one is going to be able to stop him. Because he's not gonna be able to beat anyone. He's just gonna die. And it's such a bad ending. It's so ridiculous. Another bad ending that this is gonna be a bit of a hot take for anyone who has seen the movies, and that is How to Train Your Dragon. Its final ending. And I'm not talking about freaking Hidden World. Anyone who says Hidden World is a part of How to Train Your Dragon is stupid. I don't care if you love the show. Yeah, it's okay if you love the show. I don't need to sound rude. I hate that show. I hate it. I hate it so much. It's the worst show I've ever seen even a bit of. I have seen 2 episodes of it. I gave up into the 2nd episode. I just couldn't watch it. It's that bad. I have never, ever seen anything worse. The worst part of the show is definitely the fact that they just shit on How to Train Your Dragon. They just completely shit on it. Like saying, oh, we need a dragon to create a fire tornado. We have a dragon who already does that? Oh, never mind, let's just... This random dragon that doesn't do it in the actual show, let's just... It can do it now because we need it to. What? They also made it so that the ending of How to Train Your Dragon the Hidden World, which admittedly, like I said, I don't like that ending. Just... It's not a thing because apparently Hiccup goes back to the Hidden World. Which is like, what? Why did you make such a big deal about keeping the dragon separate from humans if you're just gonna go back in the Hidden World? Like, it's so weird. The show is generally, like, it even, like, there's an episode where the main character, I don't know what his name is, I don't remember. Basically, he wants to offer a dragon food, and the dragon, he offers his food, and the dragon is supposed to then help him test out his new fireproof armor to see if it actually is fireproof. Like, that's literally training the dragon to help them. Like, the centralizing point of the entire movie franchise. But no, they make it out to be a bad thing, and the main character's friends shame him for it. They shame him for training a dragon when the entire thing in the entire series is about training dragons. Which is so effing dumb. I'm gonna kill him with a shotgun just because I don't want to waste the gold and purchase bullets. When I saw that, I genuinely burst out laughing. The show is so bad that it's just... Whoever wrote it tried to write a How to Train Your Dragon show for children. And they ended up just taking How to Train Your Dragon's legacy and lore and shitting on it. They used it as a damn toy. The show is so dumb and so poorly made that there's an episode where one of the characters that's black gets turned white. They literally color watched him for like an entire scene. He literally was black and then turned white, and they have done it like 3 times in 3 different seasons. At this point, it's become a freaking running joke that they keep turning that character white for some reason, and it's so freaking dumb. Like, I don't even understand how dumb the show is. There's a character named Buzzsaw. Yes, yes, you heard me right. There's an actual character named Buzzsaw. I don't know why they named him Buzzsaw. He's also clearly supposed to be like a dagger ripoff, but that's beside the point. He captures at one point, I think it's called either the Typhumerang or it's what's the dragon with incredibly sharp claws that can cut through fully grown trees again? What's that one's name? It's come on, you have it, come on. I have it right on my tongue, come on. It's come on. I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember. But the point is, the dragon has a... They talk about at one point in the first movie that a fully grown one can cut through fully grown trees with its wings. And this Bustle has one captured. And you want to know what he's holding it with? He has a tiny rope roped around his neck and bolted it to the ground with one singular metal thing holding the rope to the ground. Not only can it hit the rope with fire, it can cut it with the wings. It can just fly, but nope, it's trapped apparently. It just... The worst part is the characters just they have so many times where characters like going like gets a character development that's generally good. Next episode it's gone. And one of the main character's love interest is a completely narcissistic bitch. That may be an exaggeration, but there's literally an episode where she uses a manipulation tactic on the main character, and I'm not kidding. In That's another episode where the main character and her are arguing because she want to believe her literal myth because she's really into myths apparently. Whatever, I don't really care about that. And the main character want to trust the dragon manual. By the way, that's another thing. Somehow the dragon manual is still intact, which like, ow. But that doesn't really bother me that much. But for some reason, ow. Okay, for some reason, she ends up being right. And he's like, I should trust my friends over the book, which is, okay. In some aspect, yes. You should not trust the girl who believes in myths or the book wrote by Hiccup and the others. Unless it's wrote by the... Unless it's wrote by the twins or Snotloud, I will give you a pass there. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. The third party, go after him. But this very rude individual will leave me alone. I asked you to stop being a very rude individual. And leave me the hell alone. Like I said, yeah, that I don't like that series, and don't like it is frankly a bit of an understatement. That series has shit on How to Train Your Dragon. And How to Train Your Dragon is arguably one of my favorite movie franchises of all time. So generally, that series is just the worst series I've ever heard of. Or movie for that matter. And I know a movie who's just a dude in a freaking box. I'm not kidding. For some reason there's a movie out there who has really great reviews. It's just a man stuck in a coffin the entire movie. Like, he doesn't talk. He's just in the coffin. Like, at one point he's smoking down there. At one point he has a phone. He's just down in the coffin the whole movie. He doesn't talk. He's just down in the coffin. I'm pretty sure the movie is called Buried. And I'm like, what? Why is that a... First off, why is that an actual movie? Second off, why does it have so great reviews? I mean, like, I suppose it's still better than the Nine Realms, since I'd rather watch something boring than watch something shit on something I really, really like. Oh. Well, if that was a real player, he's just this. And yes, I know I have two rifles, but I want to use the Golden Burst because it's incredibly good. But I don't want to run around with only 10 bullets on a rifle. That's the reason why I'm carrying two. But yeah, the Nine Realms is just atrocious. And it's just a money grab. And I hate it so much. And I really wish they would stop doing shows like that, but I really don't believe they will. Like, I'm pretty sure, isn't there also a live action How to Train a Dragon that works? I'm not too mad about that, because generally, like, if it's good, it's gonna be really good. If it's bad, it might be a bonfire worse than Nine Realms. Oh, who am I kidding? Nothing is gonna be worse than 9 realms. But I generally hope it's good. And also, I've seen people complain about the new live-action Avatar series. Well, I agree that it's not as good as the original TV series. Anyone who has had the expectation that it was gonna be as good as the original TV series, no, it was never going to. It was never going to. That is, quite frankly, if you expected that, that's your own fault. Like, you shouldn't have expected that. It was never going to. And I actually liked it. It's not the best. I will agree. There are some flaws. And for example, Sokka is a little weird. Itaga, I don't like. But hey, it's better than the live action freaking movie. At least they could pronounce the characters right and not say Ong and Avatar and Iro. Like, what? No, it's Iroh. It's Avatar. It's Aang. And it's Sokka, not Soka. Like, what? Oh, you got to be fucking shitting me.